want to be over there. Y'all ready?
What was the reason?
Cause he can suck and pacify over there. He was 12 years old. He was sucking pacify till he was 12 years old. He didn't do that in the house.
He cried like a baby. Hold his breath.
Yeah.
They trying to say I was over there trying to suck a passy, but they ain't gonna tell you everything like that. They trying to hide.
Bro, come on. It's all right. My bad.
Go on out there with him.
Son on the way.
Wow.
King's about to have a son.
King's about to have a son. Congrats.
Yeah. And I told him I'm gonna make this the greatest gangster of all times. I will raise this child to torture you the way that you tortured me. I promise you, there will be an indictment in this young.
This ain't your fucking restaurant. This ain't your fucking restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you.
Drama in T.I. and Tiny's household is about to hit a boiling point, and trust me, it's about to get messier than anyone expected. Rumor has it, King Harris's girlfriend, Big Nana, has been quietly running a whirlwind of chaos behind closed doors, and insiders are not holding back, and the whispers are intense. She's allegedly been messing with King's emotions for months, pulling strings and playing mind games, all while pushing him toward fatherhood. People are calling it a full-on baby trap, saying she planned the pregnancy like a strategic move to cement herself in the Harris family legacy, keeping her eyes locked on fame, influence, and of course, fortune. But here's the kicker. T.I. is not someone who sits back and watches someone try to cash in with shady tactics. From day one, he was skeptical, sensing that something about Nana just didn't add up. He's always been protective, cautious, and fully aware that anyone trying to manipulate the Harris name for personal gain would have a fight on their hands. T.I.'s instincts are sharp, and he's not about to let a clever scheme slide under his nose unnoticed. T.I. didn't hold back when he warned his son that this relationship with Big Nana was heading straight for disaster. He pointed out that Nana seemed way more obsessed with the flashy lifestyle, the fame, and the money than with actually loving King for who he is. And let's be real. If there's one skill T.I. has mastered over the years, it's spotting fake energy from a mile away. He's lived through the highs and lows of the rap game, faced more scandals than most people could even imagine surviving.
Right there,
in your ear.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I had some in the neighborhood with me that broke up with roaches in your ear. Y'all want to go to the bando in my neighborhood? Do y'all want to go to the bando? Do y'all want to go to the bando? To make him look better, he said he know not to. Silver spoon, I ain't never ate with that day a day in my life.
Nigga, you did have a silver spoon.
Look, I used to have to come to my grandma's house because I'm getting in the
You
fight.
cried like a baby to go to your grandmama's house.
Every day.
You to hold your breath.
Every
It's
day.
no tantrum to go over there.
And seen firsthand how some people scheme to climb their way into someone else's life. He knows the difference between genuine loyalty and someone plotting behind the scenes. That's why he stood firm, telling King bluntly that he would never let Big Nana manipulate her way into the Harris family, their home, or their wallets. T.I. made it crystal clear. He's not covering her expenses, and he's not supporting her baby financially, forcing King to step up and face the responsibility head-on. Now, King is staring down the reality of adulthood, having to raise a child without leaning on the safety net of his father's wealth. For anyone just tuning into this explosive saga, let's rewind a bit. Fans initially thought T.I. and Tiny were easing into their new roles as grandparents.
I don't want to be in these gates. I want to be outside in the neighborhood. That's why I want to be over there. But they don't understand that.
No, I'm going to tell you the reason why he want to be over there. Y'all ready?
What was the reason?
Cause he can suck and pacify over there till he was 12 years old. He was sucking pacify till he was 12 years old. He didn't do that in the house.
He cried like a baby. Hold his breath.
Yeah.
They trying to say I was over there trying to suck a passy, but they ain't gonna tell you everything like that. They trying to hide it.
Ain't nobody hiding that.
Sugarcoat it. He capping. He capping.
Hey.
Ain't no business. Ain't no nigga ever saw a car ever in life. I stand on business. You drop me somewhere, I stand on business. You drop me in your hood, I stand on
I
business.
don't feel like you stand on business.
Yeah. I've been stood on business. I've been stood on business. You want to hide it for the world.
Especially after their daughter Zonique welcomed a baby girl in 2020. Around the same time, T.I.'s other son, Damani, also became a father, and everyone assumed the Harris family was naturally stepping into this next chapter of life. But then came the shocker. T.I. revealed in an interview with Hot 107.9 that King was expecting a baby too, but there was something off about the announcement. The energy, the timing, and the tension all hinted that this wasn't the smooth family moment everyone expected. The Harris household was about to get a lot more complicated, and the drama was only just beginning. Even while joking around about raising the kids just to mess with Harris, T.I.'s disappointment couldn't be hidden. It was etched all over his face like a warning sign. And soon, the reason behind that frustration became crystal clear. Big Nana wasn't just older than King. Her motives were immediately under scrutiny. As soon as T.I. learned about the relationship, he started waving red flags like sirens, warning his son not to let his guard down for a second. He knew exactly what was going on. Nana wasn't there for love or loyalty. She wanted access, clout, and cash, plain and simple. And honestly, seeing T.I. express disappointment in King isn't shocking for anyone who's been keeping up with their messy father-son saga. Their relationship has been rocky for years, filled with tension, disagreements, and public clashes. Fans even got a front row seat to one of their most explosive moments not too long ago. King was spotted at a basketball game getting into a heated exchange with some guy in the crowd. Instead of cooling things off, he went live on Instagram, broadcasting the chaos to the world in real time as the argument spiraled further out of control. T.I. tried to step in, hoping to de-escalate, but King wasn't backing down. He kept yelling, "I stand on business," like he was proving something to everybody watching. That was the breaking point for T.I. He snapped, calling out his son for embarrassing not just himself, but their entire family, warning him that acting tough and playing gangster in public wasn't just reckless, it was humiliating.
Well, I'm gonna put it out there for them to see.
Hey, man,
I wouldn't put up nowhere. You ain't had me put up nowhere. Like, you ain't had me behind the mansion. I was outside doing what I wanted to do.
You was behind that till you cried.
No, I got too much to drink. I drunk too much. Drunk too much. Let's go. Now, get mad because we say the South ain't the suburbs. Then he want to talk about some other shit. Like this being shit. Just being shit. No, I'm being real. You lying. You lying. You over here flagging. You're capping.
The whole moment was a vivid display of the tension simmering just beneath the surface of the Harris family drama. Things escalated so wildly that T.I. actually put King in a headlock just to remind him who was really running the show in that father-son dynamic. But that explosive moment didn't stop there. After the game, King went public with shocking claims, accusing his dad of abandoning him in the hood, and even throwing out allegations of abuse. Naturally, social media went absolutely berserk. But most fans weren't buying a word of it. People quickly called King out for trying to push the struggling rapper from the streets narrative when, in reality, he grew up surrounded by luxury, with a millionaire father and a mansion tucked inside a gated estate. The receipts came out fast, with fans bluntly telling him, "Stop lying, your dad is T.I. You were never starving in the streets." Yet King doubled down, insisting that he did face hardships because he spent a lot of time living with his grandmother in the hood. According to him, the mansion lifestyle wasn't as permanent as it appeared on camera. Then things got even juicier. He admitted he only ever went to see T-Bounce when it was time to shoot episodes of Family Hustle. Once the cameras stopped rolling, he would go right back to his grandmother's place, leaving fans questioning everything about the Harris family setup. And King wasn't the only one feeling the distance. None of T.I.'s kids actually lived with him full-time. Even Zonique opened up, revealing she spent most of her time with Tiny's mom, explaining that both T.I. and Tiny were constantly traveling, touring, and living their own busy lives. Fans were left shook, struggling to reconcile the glamorous public image with the complicated reality behind the scenes. How could one of the most high-profile families in hip-hop have so much distance between parent and child? It's wild when you think about it. Money can buy mansions, luxury cars, and designer everything, but it can't buy quality time, affection, or the little things that actually matter. And the Harris kids felt that absence in their own ways, whether it was emotional distance or missing out on everyday moments. But even with all that distance, T.I. never stopped trying to guide his kids, dropping advice, warnings, and life lessons wherever he could. When it came to King, All of T.I.'s warnings revolved around one person, Big Nana. From the very beginning, he told King straight up that Nana wasn't in the game for love. She was in it for what she could gain from him, plain and simple. Then things escalated when Nana ended up pregnant. That only amplified T-Boy's suspicions that she was plotting to secure her spot in the family permanently. Sources close to King claimed she openly believed that having his baby would make her famous, lock in her bag, and tie her to the Harris name forever. Behind the scenes, whispers spread that she was manipulating King, slowly pulling him away from his parents and keeping him under her control. T.I. wasn't about to let that happen. He slammed Nana for taking advantage of his son, accusing her of using her age, experience, and cunning to reel King in while he was still too young and naive to see the bigger picture. But true to form, T.I. didn't stop at accusations. He was ready to take action and make sure his son saw the truth, no matter how messy it got. T.I. delivered a message so blunt it left no room for debate. Big Nana wasn't going to finesse her way into the Harris bank accounts, not on his watch. He made it crystal clear that he would not be financially responsible for her or the baby, and that every single responsibility would fall squarely on King's shoulders. If Nana was serious about building a future with King, she'd have to face that reality alongside him. No shortcuts, no fatherly safety net, no games. That warning instantly set the stage for a major clash inside the Harris household. And of course, social media exploded. Fans were relentless. Some called T.I. harsh, but plenty defended him, saying he was just protecting his son from a lifetime of potentially catastrophic mistakes. After all, T.I. knows better than anyone how one wrong move can derail your life and career faster than you can blink. Things only got messier once the pregnancy became public knowledge. Suddenly, everyone had an opinion about King and Big Nana, and the spotlight on the young couple burned brighter than ever. For King, who had been grinding to carve out his own lane in rap, this should have been the moment to focus, drop tracks, and earn respect on his own terms. Instead, he found himself trending for baby mama drama and family feuds, completely overshadowing his music. And in the rap game, perception is everything. It can build you or destroy you overnight. Fans jumped at the chance to roast him, claiming he cared more about clout than bars, while others joked that his biggest feature wasn't another rapper, but his dad stepping in to lecture him on life instead of him dropping a collab that could actually make waves. It's messy, chaotic, and the kind of drama that can completely overshadow any real potential king had to prove himself in the rap game. And don't forget, his relationship with T.I. was already hanging by a thread even before the baby news dropped. That explosive public argument where King screamed, "I stand on business" in front of thousands of viewers left a lasting mark. Fans weren't impressed. To most, it looked less like a young man holding his ground and more like a kid desperately trying to play gangster. T.I., however, wasn't about to let his son drag the family legacy through the mud without stepping in. That's when the infamous headlock moment went viral and the internet blew up. People quickly picked sides. Some argued T.I. went too far and humiliated his son, while others saw it as the reality check King desperately needed. The dynamic was clear. King wanted independence, but T.I. made it obvious. Freedom comes with responsibility, and there are always consequences for messing up. Now fast forward to the pregnancy drama, and it's the perfect storm. T.I. has seen this narrative play out countless times in the industry. Young artists blinded by love, lust, or ambition, making choices that could alter their entire future. He kept warning King that Big Nana wasn't in it for him. And when word surfaced that she was significantly older, the criticism hit a new level. Fans immediately questioned how someone with such an age gap could even be involved with King in the first place. The internet exploded with opinions, debates, and takes, and it became clear that this wasn't just another celebrity rumor. This was a full-blown family saga, with lessons, consequences, and drama unfolding in real time. Insiders were whispering that Big Nana had a plan from the very start, and getting pregnant was her move to lock down her spot in the Harris family permanently. But T.I. wasn't about to let that narrative go unchecked. He made it crystal clear that his money, his empire, and his influence were completely off limits. King would have to face the reality of fatherhood head-on, paying bills, handling responsibilities, and dealing with the consequences of his own choices without leaning on his father's wealth. And this is where things get even more intense, because King's hood upbringing story got dragged back into the spotlight. Fans weren't holding back. They reminded King that even if he spent part of his time in the hood, he always had access to money, opportunities, and resources most kids could only dream about. It wasn't the same type of struggle, and pretending it was rubbed people the wrong way. Now, with Big Nana in the mix, fans felt like he was diving even deeper into a cycle of proving something that wasn't real. Many claimed Nana saw straight through King's need to rebel and used it to her advantage, stroking his ego while pulling him further away from T.I.'s guidance. That's why so many believe she pushed him to distance himself from his parents, cutting off that safety net and keeping him under her control. But T.I. wasn't about to let any of that slide. T.I. clapped back hard, making it crystal clear he wouldn't be responsible for Nana, the baby, or any of the drama surrounding them. According to insiders, T.I. told King bluntly, "If you want to be grown, then you need to handle grown man responsibilities." And that hit harder than anyone expected. Suddenly, King couldn't lean on his father's wealth anymore. Fans immediately noticed the irony. King once claimed he didn't even want his dad in his life, and now he was forced to face the reality of having to raise a child without T.I.'s financial backing. Social media erupted, dragging him mercilessly with comments like, "Remember when you said T.I. wasn't your dad? Let's see how you handle raising a baby without his pockets." The pressure was on, and everyone watching knew that this was the moment King would either step up or crumble under the weight of adult responsibility. For months, King had been building his image as the kid who came from nothing, grinding just like every other rapper trying to make it out of the streets. Fans, however, weren't buying it. They pointed to the mansions, the luxury cars, and the obvious fact that his dad is one of the most successful rappers and businessmen in hip-hop. To many, it seemed like King was crafting a fake struggle story just to earn street credibility and respect in the rap game. But then came King's confession, the revelation that caught everyone off guard. He admitted he did spend a lot of his time growing up at his grandmother's house in the hood, and that he only ever saw his parents when it was time to film episodes of Family Hustle. As soon as the cameras stopped rolling, he would head right back to his grandma's spot. That explained a lot about why King often acted like he had something to prove. But even with that revelation, fans still weren't completely convinced. They questioned whether the hardships he described were real or just part of a story he was telling to fit into the rap narrative, keeping the debate alive and the drama sizzling. This drama didn't just stay inside the Harris household, it sparked a bigger conversation about hip-hop families and whether growing up with wealth actually helps or hurts kids in the spotlight. Fans debated endlessly. Some argued that children of celebrities often feel insane pressure to prove themselves. And when they try to force an image that doesn't match reality, it backfires spectacularly. King's attempt to paint himself as a struggling kid from the hood while living a life of luxury became the perfect example, and fans saw right through it immediately. Others pointed fingers at T.I. and Tiny, saying they shared some of the blame. With both parents hustling, building businesses, and staying constantly relevant in the industry, the kids often relied on grandparents or extended family for daily support. That absence, fans argue, left gaps that may have fueled King's rebellious streak. But at the center of the storm is still Big Nana. Insiders claim she's been feeding King big dreams about building a family empire, but skeptics aren't convinced. They say Nana's real goal has always been fame, money, and attaching the Harris name to her own brand. And now, with the pregnancy, she's closer than ever to reaching that goal. T.I. isn't backing down. He made it abundantly clear she's not sliding into the Harris bank accounts without a fight. He's putting the responsibility squarely on King's shoulders, forcing him to navigate fatherhood on his own without leaning on daddy's fortune or family safety nets. Fans are divided. Some think T.I. is too harsh, but others argue he's doing the only thing that might actually teach King how to grow up, make real choices, and handle the consequences of his actions. The drama is messy, high stakes, and far from over, and the spotlight isn't letting anyone forget it. By the time this whole situation exploded on social media, the Harris family drama had officially become must-watch entertainment for fans, bloggers, and gossip pages alike. Every move King made was dissected. Every comment Big Nana posted analyzed to the last word, and anything T.I. said instantly became headline news. The narrative split the internet down the middle. Some people believed King was being manipulated, a young man caught up in a cunning scheme, while others insisted he knew exactly what he was doing and was just too stubborn to admit he'd made mistakes. Either way, one fact was undeniable. King had backed himself into a corner, and the only way out was through. At just 20 years old, being slammed with family conflict, career pressure, and now fatherhood, is a storm that could either make or break him. King's personality has always leaned toward defiance, and that's what makes this entire situation so explosive. Instead of pausing to consider the bigger picture, he often reacts impulsively, trying to prove he's grown before he's fully ready. Yelling at games, going live during fights, clapping back at critics online, it all shows a kid more focused on proving he's real than demonstrating he's prepared for real responsibility. And insiders say Big Nana knows exactly how to work that ego. She keeps him wrapped around her finger while steering him further away from T.I.'s guidance. People close to the family even hinted that she's been whispering in his ear, convincing him that T.I. doesn't have his back and that he's better off building a new life apart from his parents. If that's true, it's dangerous, because creating a wedge between King and his father leaves him vulnerable to even bigger mistakes. Meanwhile, fans haven't stopped debating whether T.I. handled things correctly. Some say publicly calling out Nana and making it clear he wouldn't finance her or the baby was the right move. He set boundaries and proved that no amount of manipulation could shake the Harris household. Others argue T.I. could have handled it privately, avoiding interviews and public rebukes. But T.I. isn't new to this game. Decades of rumors, scandals, and controversies have taught him that sometimes the best way to stop speculation is to speak directly to the people. He made it crystal clear. Big Nana wasn't sliding into his family's bank accounts without a fight. He set the record straight before the story could spiral even further. Here's the real heart of the matter. T.I. is trying to prevent King from repeating the mistakes he made in his youth. Everyone remembers T.I.'s own run-ins with the law, the time he spent in and out of jail, and all the hard lessons he had to learn the long way. He doesn't want his son following that path, and that's why he's so vocal about drawing boundaries. He knows how fast bad decisions in youth can derail a life. And shutting down Nana's influence isn't about being harsh. It's about survival. T.I. wants King to understand that fatherhood isn't a clout move, a storyline for Instagram, or a way for someone to cash in. It's real life, with real consequences. Of course, T.I. and Tiny's parenting style has always faced scrutiny. Fans remember how the kids often stayed with other family members while the couple toured or filmed. Even though the Harris kids grew up wealthy, money can't replace presence. And many believe that's why King's rebellious streak has been so strong. Some sympathize with him, saying he spent years acting out to get attention and validation from his parents. Others say he's entitled, spoiled, and now paying the price for trying to grow up too fast. Whatever side you land on, King is facing reality head-on. No more cameras, no more excuses, no more hiding behind T.I.'s legacy. Social media has already written some of this story for him. Comment sections are flooded with lines like, "He wanted the hood life. Well, now he got it." And "This baby mama is going to show him what real struggle looks like." People are convinced that at 20 years old, King has dug himself a hole he's not ready to climb out of. But there are also voices saying maybe this is the wake-up call he needs. Perhaps fatherhood will force him to mature, set aside antics, and finally focus on his career. That's the gamble. Will King rise to the occasion, or will he fold under the pressure? As for Big Nana, her reputation has already taken a hit. Fans label her a schemer, an opportunist, and someone trying to secure fame through King. T.I.'s rejection only amplified that perception. Now she's fighting to prove she's not just in it for money and clout, but that's a nearly impossible uphill battle. Once the public thinks someone is manipulative, every post, comment, or photo will be scrutinized through that lens. One slip and it's instant proof to the critics. See, we told you so. So where does this leave King Harris? Right at a crossroads. He can either step up, take responsibility for his choices, and carve out a new path as both a father and an artist, or he can keep spiraling into drama that overshadows his music and potential before it even has a chance to bloom. T.I. has washed his hands financially, Tiny is keeping quiet, and the rest of the family is watching closely to see what happens next. King wanted independence, and now he's got it, but with a kind of responsibility that makes or breaks a person. This saga is far from over, and the Harris family is bound to make more headlines as it unfolds. Will King finally understand what his father has been trying to teach him, or will Nana's influence pull him down further? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. This story is heating up, and you won't want to miss a second of it. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you stay locked in on every twist, every drama, and every explosive moment in the Harris family saga.